some heat in this one, in this heat race, and yeah, should be some close quarter racing.
15 laps up on the board. We'll get the green flag this time by. Track usage. At qualifying, it was reset to about 20%. Same thing will happen for the big show. So for the feature, the track will resurface, and it'll be about 20% used. So not completely fresh, but not completely wore out to heck either. Here they come. Green flag. Heat number 1's off at Bristol, and a horrible start for Robert Rader. Got on the gas, but he's going to fall back to 5th, back to turn 1.
Got on the gas a little bit too hard there. Almost lost it into 1. Good job keeping it clean. He falls back to about 3rd place.
Everybody makes it through just fine. It's Marcus Adams that'll lead the charge off turn 4. He'll lead the first lap, and everybody continues to roll along as it's Kevin Orlando Jr., Robert Rader battling for the 2nd position. They're all over each other. Then it's a Hornets Nets, 4 cars under a blanket, led by Jared Wishenoff of 2.
Jared Houston there, that DoorDash car, he was riding the wall coming out of the corner on that last one. Interesting to note, in real life, we saw these Cup guys kind of stick to the bottom, but here they went right to the top, and that's where it looks like the speed's at. All right, I've been told that you haven't been able to hear us until now. So hi, how you doing? Jacob Pitts, Jarrett Mackey here with you for the call. Zach Johnson's the one that's supposed to be turning our mics on in the production truck, but we're good now. they missed the best commentary ever, right?
Yeah, basically the gist of it is we're probably going to see a lot of cautions, 15-lap heats, 3 heats, then the B main. I believe we're going to have 28 drivers make the show as J.R. Houston's in the wall. Zach Lindgren put him up there, and he's going to get hit now, pushed into the inside wall by Casey Heschel. There is no caution. We stay green, but looks like Lindgren's going to be way in the back.
I believe it is admin caution, so it will be up to the discretion of the admin, and that's something I like to see here, because the iRacing cautions can be really fickle. You don't want to slow down the whole field just for one car spinning on the back. So that's a good call by the admins of this league.
Yeah, so 6 drivers transfer from each heat. 2 drivers transfer from the B main, and we'll have a 70-lap feature with about 26 cars. Actually, it's going to be less than that because we only have 3 heats, so it's only going to be 20 cars. Caution laps do not count for the entire night. And
right here, I feel like the battle of the Wash on track is the battle for 6th and 7th, that transfer spot between Casey Heschel and J.R. Houston. Both names, 2 letters, so they're already rivals off the track in that sense. But, Houston's been doing a good job staying on the back of Heschel here as we're about halfway in this heat race.
Well, you got to remember, Houston has that damage from when him and Lindgren made contact with the wall. Houston hit it pretty hard, but he seems to be hanging around in that 7th spot as everything just kind of rolling around. Everybody's pretty calm. And really, unless the track is blocked, I don't think we're going to see a caution, at least in the heats, just because there are only 11 cars in the first 2 heats, 10 in the 3rd heat. The consolation race may get a little interesting, and the same thing might go for the big show, but I think things will be rather calm here on these heats as we've got 7, make it 6 to go.
Speaking about J.R. Houston, he's probably sick of this place. Obviously, he works for 2311 Racing, and with all the rain delays and how early they got to the track this weekend, I believe Friday, maybe late Thursday, and having to stay all the way till Monday, I'm sure he's sick of this place. But doing a great job there, keeping it clean in 7th place.
He doesn't want to see dirt ever again as long as he lives. So I'm sure he was really happy that Bristol made the decision that we're coming back as him and Casey Heschel both hit the wall up in turn 2. Still, this is the battle for the transfer spot as we were on board with the 7 or their 20 for just a little while. As he's trying to close in as best he can on that 49. They're just about even as far as lap times go.
And right in front of him, the 8 car gets loose. I believe that's Michael Anthony. I'm not sure if that's for position. It is. Michael Anthony's in 5th, so, maybe he has a problem. They could both sneak by and both get into this one, and Anthony be the one looking out.
J.R. Houston would definitely appreciate that as we've got 5. Oh, wow. Things have really thrown by. I thought we had 5 to go. How about 3 to go here in this first heat as Houston bounces it off the wall once more. Heschel keeps it off the wall and under the cushion into 3 and 4.
And that's been unfortunate for Houston. I mean, you've seen the people ahead of him kind of, get into the wall, get a little bit loose, and every time that's happened, he's gotten into the wall himself. So you're so far unable to capitalize on the mistakes ahead of him.
He's got the consolation race to look forward to, and at this point, he'll be on the pole for it. And here they come down the back straightaway once again. Still a lot of damage on that 20. Still trying to make the shows. There's one lap to go for Marcus Adams. He's got a 2.5-second lead over Kevin Orlando Jr. Here's Houston to the back bumper of Heschel. This is for the transfer spot in turn one. Houston gets a little too sideways. Heschel gets the better run on the high side.
One more corner here for Houston. Will he make the move? Will he just kind of sit tight and realize on the pole for the consolation race? Looks like he's not going to be able to get to him as they come off of turn number 4.
Houston, first man out. Heschel, last man in. So Adams, Orlando Jr., Raider, Wishon, Anthony, Heschel move on to the big show. Houston, Lowaka, Lawless, Cottrell, and Lindgren will wind up in the consolation race. And now we get to do this all over again with 11 new drivers.
The first heat race was so much fun. We get the treat of having a second one immediately after. Again, 6 cars transfer, and heat races, that's what it's all about right there. The 7th place guy, the transfer guy, outside looking in, trying to chase down the guy who's the last one.
Rundown for this one, it's Bryson Fitzgerald on the pole, then Kyle Smalley, Joe Francis, William Rucker, Ferris Shaw, Nick Olson, James Lowe, Derek Lemke, Holt Johnston, Gavin Hibbs, and Roberto Ramirez. Those are the 11 drivers. Ramirez, I'm not sure, but I don't think he's in the session. He's registered. Oh, no, he is here now. But not on track. Oh, no, he's not. He's not in the session. I've just missed him on the entry list. Yeah, so Ramirez registered, showed up, and now he's not here. So this will be a heat of 10, it looks like.
And it's, that much easier to get into this race now. One less guy you got to worry about. So the drivers will definitely appreciate that one.
Which means this one and the next one will have just 10 drivers. Still, the top 6 make the show from this one and the next one, and we'll see what happens between all these guys, who makes the show, who does not, and falls to the consolation. And we'll find out in just one more lap.
I think the biggest thing here in these heat races is just keep the car off the wall. We saw so many times, just running too high, too close to that wall, and obviously the track resets. So they'll be on the same, track. What's the word I'm looking for? Track state as the last heat race, and then into the feature. So you could actually learn a lot here in this heat race, what you got to look forward to in the feature for tonight.
Just have to find out. Field comes down the backstretch, headed 4. Bryson Fitzgerald, Kyle Smalley will lead us down to the green flag. 15 laps are back up on the big board. And second verse, maybe same as the first. Fitzgerald's off to the races, green flag. Here we go.
Number 77 car there of William Rucker kind of got loose there on the start.
And he's up in the wall. Everybody's in the wall. Fitzgerald gets sideways. Joe Francis almost gets turned around. 2 wide still in the back. 77 getting beaten around. That's Rucker. Here comes the 24 of Nick Olson to the bottom. As Fitzgerald lost the lead, it's Kyle Smalley out in front. Truddle. Rucker into the wall with Lemke. There is no caution as Rucker is stuck sideways in the middle of the front straightaway. We stay green.
Yeah, everyone there was kind of following the leader there into the wall in that first turn. Bryson Fitzgerald got up into it, and then everyone just kind of got in a row behind him, and Fitzgerald now falling back to 3rd place.
Yeah, I believe that's Joe Francis, and it is, that has gotten by him for the 2nd spot. The 84 Ferris Shaw, who bounces off the wall and goes low. With Nick Olson there as well. Here comes the 90-something up on the outside. Can't quite tell. I think it's the 99 of James Lowe. He's going to try and go all the way here and get by Olson. No, it's the 95, Gavin Hibbs, I think. Yeah, 95.
All that dirt's making it hard to see.
My screen blocked.
All that dirt's making it hard to see to not bring your ski goggles for this one.
Yeah, it's definitely the dust and not ATVO trying to melt my computer. All right.
Ferris Shaw back there in the final transfer spot.
Yeah, and he's got a little bit of cushion between himself and James Lowe in the 99 car. And then a battle further back. It's between Holt Johnston and Derek Lemke. That's for 8th.
And up front, like you said, Kyle Smalley just kind of driving away from the 50 car of Joe Francis. A second lead. That's a bigger lead than we saw in the first heat race. And then for a 2nd and 3rd, he has Bryson Fitzgerald breathing down his neck.
Yeah, Kyle Smalley is, well, he's flying. Here comes Fitzgerald. He bounces off the wall, trying to get to Francis. Then it's Olsen and Hibbs, your top five. Shaw still the transfer spot, but James Lowe is coming.
A little bit of contact there for fourth place as Nick Olsen got a little bit of a tap there on his back bumper, but able to hold on to it. And
he's all over Fitzgerald. He gets into him. Still in the wall, and there goes Hibbs. See ya.
Yeah, once you get in the wall, it's really, really hard to turn off of it, and we're seeing evidence of that here so far.
Oh, man, Gavin Hibbs almost hit the pit wall head on. You can see the front clip on the 24 is gone from all the contact he's made. Hibbs is going to hang on, and James Lowe and Ferris Shaw are fighting for this last transfer spot.
Someone's got to tell Nick Olsen, and I believe the 95 of Gavin Hibbs, that they're both in the race right now. Both have qualified so far for the feature.
Man! James Lowe, no kidding, he's dirt tracking it dead sideways off turn 4. Shaw gets the better run on the high side. They're still battling with 6 to go.
And again, they both know that, you know, if they can finish ahead of the other one, that they are in the feature, not have to worry about the consolation race. So good stuff here, racing from these two.
Lowe has been pushing it like crazy into the corner, trying to get to the back of the 84. Almost hits the wall. The 84 is just better center and exit.
Got close to him again on that one, just unable to get to him there, and brushes up against the wall for a second. But he'll make another charge here as they head into turn number 1. I believe we have 3 laps to go in this heat race.
4 to go. He looks to the inside. Problem is he gets such a run, he can't put the power down because the car will just slide up the racetrack and into the wall as Ferris Shaw gets sideways, and Lowe's going to blow right by on the high side. James Lowe to the transfer spot with 3 to go.
There was definitely an driver error on that one. He just got way too loose, hit the wall off the corner, and nearly hit the inside wall, but now Lowe's in the fence.
Still got a pretty big gap on Ferris Shaw. Coming to 2 laps to go in this heat.
Still Lowe holding the final transfer spot. Again, only 10 cars in the second heat, as well as the third heat coming up shortly after this one.
Holt Johnson hit something hard. He's on pit road with the hood gone on that car, so he clobbered something. But right now, battle for second between Joe Francis and Gavin Hibbs as we're on the last lap of the heat. Trying to make something happen is Hibbs. Not quite sure he can get there. Into 3 and 4. Sends it in on the inside. Francis with the better run on the high side. Going to be a drag race to the line. Francis will get second. Then Hibbs, Fitzgerald, Olsen. And in the battle for 6, James Lowe will make the big show. Ferris Shaw will follow the consolation race, as will Lemke, Rucker, and Johnson, as well as Ramirez if he shows up. Kyle Smalley wins heat number 2.
Moving right along to heat number 3, just nonstop action. Again, that was a really good race for that final transfer spot, like we saw at the first heat as well. And I think we'll see the exact same thing in this heat as well.
Heat number 3, here we go. Oliver Cordell on the front row with Travis Rucker, then Alexander Cranky, Kyle Manger, Patrick Green, Calvin Allison, Michael Elliott, Michael Dorsey, Travis Braden, and Anthony Colantuono in 10th, rounds out the grid.
Almost had to ask to buy a vowel on that one, but you did a great job powering through it. Consolation race will be 18 laps after this heat, with one person transferring the winner to the feature race.
Cordell driving the 54, but with 29s on the side and on the roof of the car.
Just as Nim Cross would intend.
You know, just trying to put us on our toes, that's all.
That's why they pay us the big bucks, right?
Something like that. 1 lap to green here on the third heat. Then we'll go to the consolation race, and we should see 2 drivers advance to the big show. So things have been relatively clean. We haven't seen a caution yet, mostly because the field size has just been too small. But so far, it's been so good for most of these drivers.
And I think the race has been absolutely phenomenal so far, especially for that last transfer spot in some of these heats. But just all over the track, the racing's been incredible.
Pace trucks in, green flag. Heat number 3 is underway. Cordell with a great launch out of the gate with Rucker on the outside. He'll be way clear to turn 1.
Alexander Cranky diving in there, and now he's right now in the lead, unable to make it stick off the corner as Cordell just has that run off the high side.
We'll see what Cranky can do, throwing it down on the bottom. Got a run down on the flat, comes up the racetrack, not quite clear, and Cordell blows right by. He'll lead lap 1.
Cordell's doing a great job keeping that race car clean. As I'm saying that, goes up into the wall. Again, so hard to get off that wall once you get into it in the middle of the corner.
Through 3 and 4 they go with Cordell, Cranky, then Allison, then Rucker, Manger, Green, Dorsey, Elliott, Braden, Colin Tuono down in 10th spot. Allison looking to the inside of Cranky through 1 and 2. Can't do anything there. Patrick Green hanging on to the transfer spot, applying some pressure to the back of the 25 of Kyle Manger.
And there's like 3 cars there with the final few transfer spots. They're kind of doing a good job staying in front of this 29 car. Almost tripped me up there with Michael Dorsey here. Was just watching them battle from 7th place, hoping maybe one of them slips up.
Battle for the lead. How about 3 wide? Contact, and here comes Cranky on the outside to the lead.
That was an incredible move there, and what kind of fireworks we'll see. Maybe a little bit of an indication what we'll see in the feature later tonight.
Back with this transfer spot. 29 got a big run now. Here comes Michael Elliott storming up the outside. He's going to catch the 3 amigos back here with Kyle Manger still flirting with the outside wall. He's going to hang on to that 4th spot for now.
Michael Elliott in the 46 there, getting the back bumper of the 12 car of Travis Rucker, and is able to kind of get an opening on the high side here, and then 87 of Patrick Green for that final transfer spot.
Looking for it, he might get it, hits the wall, still gets it. The 29 up in front of him with Cordell, hits the wall on the back straightaway. Everybody has to go low to avoid, and just like that, Cordell is the first man out, gives Patrick Green a shove in turn 3, but everybody survives.
Absolutely tank slapped that wall, and that slowed him down so much, killed all his momentum, and everyone there was able to just sneak by him, and +1 for everybody on that lap.
Comes Rucker back up the middle in between Elliott and Green down the backstretch. He'll make it work. Move Rucker into 4th spot.
Cordell diving it in there. He does not want to go quietly into that. I believe he will be in 7th still for that lap, and now he's taking him 3 wide into the corner and holding on to it on the bottom side.
He hangs on, but he's going to fall back to 8th. That's going to put Elliott and Cordell in the show.
Cordell's really making this bottom line work.
Meanwhile, Calvin Allison, bye-bye. 2.5 lead over Cranky. 5-second lead over Manger and everybody else. Cordell and Rucker for 4th.
He's running away and getting away from this battle as fast as he can. He's doing a great job with it, too.
Whoa, Manger gets sideways, hangs on to it for now. Here comes Cordell up the high side with Rucker.
Cordell's been super fast this one, making the bottom work, making the top work. Almost lost it right there as well.
Rucker gave him a tap coming down the back straightaway, and that almost took out Cordell and maybe more. He'll hang on. He'll cut to the bottom, tries to get by Manger, can't quite do it. Manger shuts the door, takes the defensive line. Cordell licks the stamp, sends it down on the bottom. He'll make the spot work, and now here comes Rucker into the back bumper.
And corner exit, the exact wrong place. You do not want to be bumped out of that corner. We saw him get so loose there, was able to hold on to it as the 12 car gets into the wall, and the 48 almost follows him up there as well. That's not the 48, is it?
They got pushed up there by Elliott. Now he's going to come back to the inside. Rucker is the transfer spot, and they're just like that. It's gone. Michael Dorsey is now in that 29 car, the black and red machine. And they're still side by side as we're inside 4 to go, coming to 3 to go.
And this battle for the transfer spot has been intense all heat race, and I don't think it's going to slow down anytime soon here as we have 3 laps to go in this one.
Looks like Rucker might be able to hang on, coming to 2 to go this time by. Everything's pretty much calmed down except for Cranky. I think he bounced off the wall in turn 2. Yeah, he did. He fell back now 5 seconds to Calvin Allison, who's got the sponsor of the race on his race car. This battle for the transfer spot is still electric with 1.5 laps to go. Manger out in front, Elliott, Rucker, Dorsey lurking back there as well. 4 cars under a blanket trying to make the big show. Only 3 spots are left. Here they come. White flag.
Something's got to give. Dorsey gained a lot out of 4, and he goes to the inside.
Oh, he's going to turn Rucker. He saves it. and Dorsey slams into the wall. He's going to almost take Patrick Green with him, and that's going to seal the deal as long as nobody else wrecks through 3 and 4. Elliott and Rucker, they're both in the show, and that's going to be the way it happens. Cranky, Cordell, Allison, Manger, Rucker, Elliott make the big show. Green, Dorsey, Colin Tuono, and Brayton will move on to the consolation race. Goodness.
Yeah, get a drink of water after that one. Oh my God, what an incredible battle that was for the final transfer spot. And if that's any indication what we're going to see tonight in the feature, we're in for a good show.
Hold on. Something happened here to Calvin Allison. Did Calvin Allison? Oh, he biffed it. Did he? I think Calvin Allison blew up. No. No, he just slowed down. I think he just said, I'm in the show, I might as well just not push it.
That's incredible. And
so Calvin Allison just got out and pushed his car around, basically. He'll finish third, but he's still in the show. Meanwhile, consolation time. Everybody's rolling. Let's run down through the grid. As we take a look here, it's J.R. Houston, Ferris Shaw in the front row, then Patrick Green, Richard Lakawa, Derek Lemke, Michael Dorsey, Brandon Lawless, William Rucker, Anthony Colantuono, Jesse Cottrell, Holt Johnston, Travis Braden, Zach Lindgren, and Bolt Ramirez is not on the racetrack. He will not make a start tonight.
Missed his flight out to Bristol, and I don't know if this is just on my end, but I'm seeing 8 people transfer to the feature from this one.
It makes sense just because we skipped the 4th heat. So there would still be 6 spots remaining plus the 2 transfer spots from this. So the top 8, just about the top half of this consolation race, are going to make the big show.
And hopefully we see a battle for that final spot as intense as it was in the last heat. Definitely intense in the first 2 heats, but that 3rd one in particular was quite the show to watch.
Here we go, coming through 3 and 4. Pace truck's going to make the high left turn onto pit road. We've got 18 laps for 8 spots. We'll see if we get a caution. I don't know if we will. Green flag, and J.R. Houston is gone.
What a great launch there by Houston. Staying at the bottom for this first lap. Interesting. Usually everyone kind of fans out to the top. As you're seeing a little bit further back in the pack. 2 lanes right now as they head off turn number 2.
Yeah, things are getting a little scary back there. You got the 83 of Brandon Lawless trying to send it up the middle. That didn't work, and he'll go back to the bottom. As he's going to battle Richard Lakawa here for the 6th spot. Make it the 5th spot as they all go sliding off into 1.
Of course, the track state reset back to 20% like we saw at the start of the first 3 heats. And what we'll see tonight in the feature, 3 more laps on this one than the first 3 events so far tonight.
I don't think the track did not reset in between heats, just between qualifying and then the feature. So this is the same track that they wrapped up with Heat 3.
Egg on my face. That's good to see. You know, get some character in this track, mature it up a little bit. That's good to see.
And right now, everybody's driving like crazy. You've got guys really sideways, just no grip anywhere. Zach Lindgren is the last car in the show. Right now, we'll see if he can hold on to that because it's a snarling pack further back. Trouble in the outside wall. Michael Dorsey, turn 4. He bounced off of William Rucker and wound up in the fence. We stay green since it's the last car on the racetrack. Ferris Shaw got a little sideways back here, battling for the 4th spot. Make it 3rd with Lemke and Brandon Lawless.
And right now, Anthony Colantuono there was in 9th place, gets loose off the wall, nearly into the
Bravo, yeah. Spins it out. He's going to go onto pit road. He's probably going to lose a lap here, even if it's just a drive-through here, as he tries to get back on the racing surface. So Lindgren's still in the show, and that's going to put Travis Braden the first one out.
And, Colantuono was just there kind of riding around in 9th place, hoping for some madness ahead of him like we saw in that last heat race, but got loose, almost hit the pit barrier, and had to go down pit road.
Speaking of loose, Ferris Shaw on that high side. If I was Brendan Lawless, I'd be pretty nervous down on the bottom. Richard Lakawa sends it in and bounces it off the wall. Here comes Holt Johnston on the bottom. He's now, as of right now in the show, same with Lindgren, still the cutoff line. As we've got 11 laps to go.
Yeah, things have been pretty tame so far. I feel like, compared to what we saw in the other heat races, I'm sure the drivers know, though, the laps are counting down, especially someone like Travis Braden outside looking, and he knows pretty soon he's going to have to make the move to try to get up there and get into this feature event.
Everybody's still driving good. And you've got Holt Johnson and Lindgren battling. Lindgren makes a mistake, and here comes Braden up on the outside. We'll see what he can do in 3.
And that's what it's been about all night, just capitalizing on the mistakes of those cars ahead of you. And Braden will see what the 85 there just did and hope, the Holt Johnson machine, and hope that kind of continues and try to get by him here to get this final transfer spot.
J.R. Houston still out in front, 1.7 second lead over Patrick Green. Then it's Lemke, Shaw, Lawless. And then this 3-wide battle back here for the transfer spot between Johnson, Lakawa, Lindgren, and Braden lurking back behind him in 1.
Braden's probably smiling ear to ear, and as the 38 car gets into the wall, brushes it up a little bit, and will stay ahead. Richard Lakawa, the Burger King machine.
Braden still trying to find a way to make the show. He just hasn't been able to make it past yet, with William Rucker right behind him. Lindgren holding strong on that outside line. Johnston on the bottom. Lakawa slaps the wall, keeps on going. And Johnston gets a little loose, keeps his foot in it, and he'll stay alive. Inside 10 to go, closing in on 6 to go.
Braden to the inside, trying to get this final transfer spot. Can't make it stick off turn number 4, so he'll stay 9th place for now. I said those 6 laps to go. He knows that his time is running out for him to get into this event.
And he just can't get the power down on the exit of the corner on the inside. Lindgren's able to on the outside, and that's why he flies ahead of him on corner exit.
Every time he's trying to run that high side, he just doesn't look comfortable up there. So I think he'd rather, try to ride out the bottom and rather than go up there and put himself into trouble on that high lane next to the wall.
5 to go as Lakawa saves it, but Braden's going to get by them both. Oh, Lakawa's going to drive through Braden. Puts him and Lindgren up by the wall. He's going to hit him again down the front straightaway, and they're going to crash.
That was big junk right there.
Pass both of them, and now he's going to get turned. Braden bounces off the wall. I tell you what, that puts Rucker in the show.
Yeah, they were wrecking there for about an entire lap. That was crazy, but we'll see how when we get to this one. 2 laps to go, I believe, when they cross the line. 3 this time, my bad.
Yep, 3 to go. Rucker stops on the brakes. Here comes Lindgren back up on the high side. Side by side again for the transfer spot.
I would not count out Travis Braden back there as they go for the position there. Dives to the inside of the 38 car, the Burger King machine.
Oh, they make contact. Into the wall they both go. Rucker gets hit. Lakawa to the inside wall. Braden now with a head of steam. But Lindgren is still in the show. P8, 2 to go.
Travis Braden now to the inside of Zach Lindgren for this final transfer spot. Unable to make it stick again on the bottom. That's been his story of the race so far.
White flag. Here comes J.R. Houston through 3 and 4. He's going to make the show. Patrick Green's going to make the show. Ferris Shaw, Derek Lemke, Brandon Lawless is going to make the show. Holt Johnston's going to make the show. Looks like William Rucker's going to make the show. And Zach Lindgren is going to hang on and make the 8th and final transfer spot.
Put it in the wall out of the corner just for good measure as well.
He used up every corner of that race car to make the show.
And what an intense battle that was. We saw intense battles in every single heat and then the consolation race. And that sets us up perfectly for this 75-lap feature.
Let's see what happens. And so we're going to have 75 laps to settle it. And everybody that did not make it out of the consolation race, they'll still get points. 27 through 42nd points based off of who finished where. So now we get to do this one more time. The field set by the heats. So Marcus Adams, Kyle Smalley on the front row, then Alexander Cranky, Kevin Orlando Jr., Joe Francis, Oliver Cordell, Robert Rader, Gavin Hibbs, Calvin Allison, Jared Wishing, your top 10 here, Jarrett.
Bryson Fitzgerald, 11th. Kyle Manger, 12th. Michael Anthony, 13th. Nick Olson, 14th. Michael Elliott, 15th. Casey Heschel in 16th. James Lowe, 17th. Travis Rucker, 18th. J.R. Houston in 19th. And Patrick Green, the 87 car of Patrick Green, coming out in 20th.
Rounding out the field, Ferris Shaw, Derek Lemke, Brandon Lawless, Holt Johnston, William Rucker, Zach Lindgren, all making the show from the consolation race, as well as Houston and Green in 19th and 20th. What you looking for here, Jarrett, in these 75 laps?
Well, obviously in this event, we have way more cars than we've seen in any of the heat races, so that'll definitely add something to it. I'm just honestly looking for a clean race, make sure these guys can crank out these laps, put some laps under their belts, and kind of let this track age a bit as well as keep things clean. And I think we'll see some really, really close racing and, some of that same intensity we saw in the heat races.
Just have to wait and see. One lap to green. We'll see how often the field has to line up behind the pace truck tonight.
And I've not been this excited to watch a league race on iRacing in a very, very long time. This should be an incredible show, and the heat races and consolation race made me even more excited. So really excited to watch these cars get going here.
Let's see if we make it a lap. Here they come through 3 and 4. Pace truck makes the hard left turn. Barney's got the green flag in hand. Adams ready on the gas. He's gone. Green flag. We're underway for the feature here at Bristol.
Clean start so far by the looks of it.
Even looking through the back of the grid, it looks like everybody's going to make it off of 2.
I believe, like you said, we will make a lap, it looks like, as the 5 car of Kyle Smalley's on the wall, though. Nothing too serious.
Yep, everybody makes it just fine. No accidents. Here they go through turns 1 and 2 again, as you got guys slipping and sliding. Go figure, it's a dirt race.
And we've seen it all season here on STN Racing. Just the amount of skill in this league is incredible, and that plays a huge factor as to why we've kept it clean so far. I know it sounds crazy. Lap 3 we're talking about how we're keeping it clean, but for real, on the dirt, like you said earlier, you've seen, 50 cautions on this track amongst a few different leagues, so credit to the drivers so far. Yeah, credit to the drivers.
Casey Heschel getting bullied back here in 30th spot. He's going to keep it going. Stuck up on the outside. The 50 has bounced off the wall every lap thus far. That's Joe Francis. He's up in the 12th spot.
There's just so much good racing everywhere on track. I really don't know where to focus my camera, but yeah, this is an incredible race so far.
3 wide up towards the front. Well, they were for a moment. Gavin Hibbs, Cordell, and Rader. Back here, 6th through 8th.
And Hibbs looks to have won out on that battle so far on that 95 car, which is incredibly clean so far. Hasn't even touched the wall yet in this one.
Everything pretty even out, and everybody using the high side here in the Cup race yesterday. We saw a lot of people down on the bottom of the racetrack, so a little bit of a different story here tonight. As everybody pretty strung out now at this point. Couple passes here, there, everywhere. Battle for 4th between Alexander Cranky, Jared Wishing, and Gavin Hibbs closing in on that battle as well.
So many clean race cars on the track so far. It's incredible. I mean, clean in the sense not even scrape the wall, which is incredibly so hard to do here at Bristol, especially in the dirt variation of it.
Cranky gets passed by Wishing. Here comes Hibbs, Cordell, Rader, conga line here on the outside of the racetrack. Cranky just trying to hang on.
Yeah, Cranky got stuck on the bottom and allowed Hibbs to just kind of sneak on by and follow the 45 car of Jared Wishing ahead. And now the 54 car comes by too on the outside. That's Oliver Cordell.
And the 53's going to run into the back of him for a moment. That got scary. Everybody's still driving good. It's Marcus Adams still up in front. Then Smalley, Orlando Jr., then Wishing, Hibbs, Cordell, this battle right here.
A really good battle for a top 10 position on track. It's been incredible. They're nearly 3 wide coming off turn number 2.
Yeah, Cordell got a little too sideways down on the bottom and 1 and 2 that last time by. Cost him a little bit on exit. As Hibbs is going to look to the inside now. P4. Oh! Wishton got up in the wall. So did Cordell. He's got damage on the front of his car. He's bobbing and weaving, trying to avoid running over Cranky now. And just like that, the leaders are in lap traffic. 87, Patrick Green, first car lap down. And here comes Kyle Smalley on the back bumper for the lead. Turn 1. Oh, trouble. Back straightaway, William Rucker around. No caution, we stay green. He bounced off of Lawless and then cut down in front of Johnston. Nowhere to go. And you see the 8 there sinking on the outside line. Michael Anthony, he gets put in the wall by Rucker. Travis Rucker, that is. Drivers looking for a flag. Still car stopped on the backstretch. It's Rucker. He can't get anywhere. Now William Rucker's around. Check that. That's Travis Rucker in the 12. 2 cars spun on the flat here off of turn 2. Still no caution. And Kyle Smalley is dropped back on Adams. And it sounds like Jarrett Mackey. It sounds like he's without power. It sounds like their transformer blew up outside his place. So it sounds like that might be flying solo the rest of the night. Smalley trying to close in on Adams. Still no caution for the race lead. Still no caution for the race lead. Still no caution for the accidents involving the Ruckers. They've got it going now. They're going to be multiple laps down, though. Smalley getting held up by lap traffic. Gavin Hibbs has slid up into the third place spot. As Marcus Adams has broken the lead back out to a half a second. Here comes Hibbs. Oh, trouble. Car in the wall, turn 2, and the leaders are going to slam right into it. Hibbs, Smalley, in the wall with Orlando Jr. He gets turned around at the very end. It's the 25 of Kyle Manger where it all started. Why there was not a caution thrown before that, I have no idea. In the racing line, a car stopped. And he was there for quite some time. Just lost it on his own. Lost it on its own. Gets hit by Ferris Shaw. Caution should have been out here, 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 or maybe here. And now here come the leaders. Unbelievable. And Cranky piled in it as well. As that was happening, Smalley was telling the 95 of Hibbs over the radio, go ahead, take the spot. And now they both got damage. Good grief. Believe that's going to put Holt Johnson on the free pass. He's in 20th spot right now. I believe he's the first car 1 lap down. While we're under this caution, let's talk about our sponsor for tonight. Plan B Sales. Use promo code FCRL2021 for free shipping on all orders over $20. Again, that's use promo code FCRL2021 for free shipping on all orders over $20 at planbsales.com. Under caution for the first time tonight. It only took us till lap 20 for the first caution to come. Marcus Adams has led just about, I think, every single lap. And it looks like Richard Lakawa and Bryson Fitzgerald have decided to park it for the night. Well, Lakawa didn't make the big show, but Fitzgerald did, and he decided to park it. And indeed, Holt Johnston will get the free pass. And now we wait. Here at this point, not a lot to talk about when we're under caution. Everything just kind of comes to a standstill. And caution laps are counting. They shouldn't be counting, but they are. Interesting. And looks like we're getting ready to go back to green here. So we are just about a third of the way through. Marcus Adams. Cranky, Cordell, Wishon, and more green flag. Here comes Cranky to the inside looking for the lead. They're going to make contact between him and Adams. They're 5 wide further back. Contact. The 29 gets sideways. It was Wishon that got into Cordell, who's actually in the 54 but driving the 29 on your screen. He's going to make contact again, this time with Calvin Allison. He's going to go to the bottom. And now they're wrecking up in front. Big crash on the high side. And half a dozen cars are going to pile on in. Cranky, the first car sideways. Hibbs involved. And the second caution flag of the night. Cranky, the race leader, overshot it. Wishon went around. The 53 involved of Robert Rader. The 50, I think, got a piece of it. No, that's the, I can't tell who that is. The 99, the 20, the 24, 29. Half a dozen cars at least. It was Lindgren that got a piece of it. 85. Big accident. Robert Rader with a piece. Great job by the 8 machine, though, of Michael Anthony to scoot by on the outside and not get involved. Good grief. Well, we'll step aside here. We're under caution for the second time. Hopefully cautions don't breed cautions in this scenario. Marcus Adams, your race leader here on STN. We'll go side by side. You won't miss a thing.
iRacing is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all around the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics and engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 170,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsports organizations like NASCAR to deliver virtual races based on the real-life NASCAR Cup Series, as well as many other series on the NASCAR ladder. iRacing also features team racing, providing a variety of options for members to create and manage their own teams. Race with friends or real-world teammates in full-length endurance events like the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, or the Bathurst 12 Hour. Additional partners include IMSA, World of Outlaws, Supercars, and IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own Indianapolis 500, Bathurst 1000, Chili Bowl, and many more iconic events. This is iRacing, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car. Sign up today at iRacing.com.
We're a lap away from getting back underway here at Bristol Motor Speedway. We'll have 43 laps to go on the restart. Marcus Adams, your race leader, then Calvin Allison, Joe Francis, Jared Wish, and Oliver Cordell, J.R. Houston, James Lowe, Gavin Hibbs, Michael Anthony, Zach Lindgren, your top 10. Here at Bristol, field comes through 3 and 4. Pace truck is in, and away we go, green flag. Oh man, the 29 stacking everybody up. Everybody hangs on. Here comes Wishing on the outside. 3 and 4 wide further back. Houston on the high side. Hibbs on the bottom. Here comes the 8. Michael Anthony slams in the back of James Lowe. Still 4 wide off turn 4. Everybody surviving. Goodness gracious. Still 3 wide back here. It's a melee. You think these guys are stage racing? Well, these guys are pushing it. Off of turn 4. Whoa, the 53 Raider really slow in front of Cordell. He runs into the back of him. Everybody keeps rolling. More contact. I can't believe they made it this long without wadding them up. Battle for the lead. Calvin Allison inside Marcus Adams. Here comes Wishing as well. 31 up in the wall. Allison, not quite clear. Through 3 and 4. Allison still can't get there. Back to 1. On the inside, 40 laps to go. Make it 39. And here comes Wishing now. Lurking back behind him in third. Going to try and make this a 3-car battle for the lead. He's going to try and go up the middle. There's contact between him and Adams. Trouble front straightaway. It's Robert Raider. He's rolling. We stay green. Adams with a great run off of 4. Wishing up the middle again. Allison trying to use the apron here. Not quite working out. Marcus Adams continues to lead under heavy pressure from Calvin Allison. Still side by side out in front. He's got guys behind him up in the wall. Joe Francis, Gavin Hibbs, they're all surviving. Allison not quite clear. If you can drive it in here and slide up, you might have a chance. We'll see about the run. Adams gets on the high side. New leader, Calvin Allison. Here comes Wishing on the inside. Side by side now for second. Adams hangs on to second for now. Wishing falls back. About the battle for fourth between Hibbs and Francis. They're side by side. Further back, it's Smalley and Houston side by side. That's for sixth. Here comes Nick Olson as well, the Kligerman driver. He slides his way up into P7. Caution. Front straightaway. Casey Heschel around. Caution for the third time tonight. And he just lost it on his own. Bounced off of Holt Johnston into the outside wall. Ferris Shaw is in it. More cars are in it and sitting right in the middle of the racetrack on the front stretch. Good thing caution was thrown. Otherwise, the leaders could have had a surprise waiting for them on the front stretch. So caution number 3, Calvin Allison's coming to pit road. So he takes the lead and now he's coming to pit road, which means Marcus Adams will be back out in front. Third caution flag of the night. So, taking a look at the schedule, we are taking a little bit of a hiatus. We're off this week and next week, at least broadcast-wise. The league's still racing at Martinsville and Richmond. We come back with our coverage in 3 weeks at Talladega. Oh, what fun! Talladega should be a very fun show here on SDN, and truly, I can't wait for that one. Plate racing's always fun, and especially when it comes to town and iRacing, always puts on a good show. We've got a string of 4 races in a row that we're covering that week. Let me see if I can pull up the schedule that I can actually read. Maybe. Okay, so looks like Kansas, Darlington, Dover, all up there. More recent, or more closer upcoming events for STN that aren't 3 miles up the road. FTF Grand National Series, round 9 from Spa. That's Saturday at 10 o'clock. Then, next Thursday, the NASCAR Road Pro Qualifying iRacing Series is back. We've got second split coverage for you with Richmond International Raceway. Should be a fun time. Then, the FTF Saturday Night Series, even though it's on a Friday, presented by STN. They are at Pocono. Good luck. That's on Friday, April 9th. We'll have that and more coming up for you here on STN. And we'll be coming back to green here in half a lap. We'll have 27 laps to go on the restart. Pace trucks in green flag here at Bristol. 27 to go. Marcus Adams, Jared Wishon. Oh, man, and Joe Francis getting run over by Nick Olson. Beaten, banging. Here comes Wishon on the outside, looking for the lead. Wishon with the better run on the high side, the preferred line. He's beaten at the line. We'll see what happens in 1. Trouble further back. James Lowe gets turned around. He's going to save it. We stay green, and Jared Wishon's your race leader. Maybe. Still fighting for it. Here comes Smalley as well. He's going to go to the high side. Maybe now the middle. Thinks better of it. Adams trying to clear. He isn't. He'll try it again in 3 and 4. It's going to be close. Not quite clear. Here comes Wishon with a big run on the high side. Still side by side for the lead inside. 25 laps to go. Big run. Wishon, new leader. Smalley coming up on the outside, trying to fight for second. He will. Puts the pinch down on Adams. He won't be able to slide up, and Adams is going to fall back to third. Caution, turn 2. 29 around, maybe. It's Casey Heschel and Travis Rucker. And it looks like it's going to be Casey Heschel and Gavin Hibbs. They lost it on their own. Oh, Heschel got loose, just clipped the 54 of Oliver Cordell. Nowhere for the 25 to go or the 12. And that puts us under the 4th caution flag of the night. Another angle. Big hit right there at the end from Rucker. Ferris Shaw gets the free pass. He'll get back on the lead lap, leaving 22 cars on the lead lap. We'll get a restart inside 20 laps to go. Calvin Allison's got our sponsor for tonight's race on the hood of his car. He's in P7 right now on that 28 machine. The, what is it? The Misfit Mafia. Let me check my notes here to make sure I've got it right. The Misfit Mafia Mayhem at Bristol. And Misfit Mafia Mayhem, or I guess Misfit Mafia, is what's on the hood and all over that 28 Ford. Got a little bit of damage to it, but led some laps earlier on tonight, and I'm sure he's going to try and lead the last one. If he can, back in P7 for the time being. And I think we'll get a restart with about 16 laps to go, give or take. 19. 19? We've got 19 to go now. Coming to 18, so I think 17 to go. We might get the restart. Maybe. I'm not known for being good with math, but yeah. So we'll get a restart here with 17 laps to go. Hopefully, this is the last caution. Wishing, Smalley, Adams, Francis, Olsen, the top 5. Then Cranky, Allison, Houston, Rader, Lindgren, your top 10. As we try to seal the deal here from Bristol. Pace truck makes the hard left turn. 17 to go, green flag. Stacking up on the bottom a little bit, 3 wide for further back with the 50 up on the high side. That's Joe Francis. Cranky in the middle, Allison on the bottom. Here comes Kyle Smalley for the race lead down on the inside. Let's see if he can make it stick. Greg Olson. How about Nick Olson? He got sideways. Allison forced to check up. Here comes Houston on the bottom as well as Rader. He gets run over by Allison. The inside line checks up. Everybody makes it through just fine. Smalley still trying to apply the pressure for the race lead. 15 laps to go. And Wishing running up high. You got Adams also running the high side, trying to get back up to the front. He's dominated this race early. Then you've got Francis in 4th, Nick Olson in 5th, J.R. Houston hanging on in that 6th spot, then Allison 7th. Here's Smalley again for the lead. Side by side, Wishing with the better run on the high side. Gets him at the line, barely. Smalley leads that lap. We'll see what he can do in turn 1. Not a whole lot. Wishing gets the better run on the high side. Back to 3. And this side-by-side battling could allow Adams to get back up to the front. Question is, where will he go when he gets back up here? Smalley not quite clear. Almost contact between him and Wishing back to 1. And he's going to be clear here off of 2. New leader Kyle Smalley. Jared Wishing trying to get back up on the high side. He hits the wall. And Kyle Smalley's going to be very clear for the race lead. There's trouble behind him. Joe Francis gets sideways, hits Houston. Everybody hangs on. Here comes Calvin Allison storming by on the high side. He's going to get by 3 cars in a lap and almost get turned by Francis. He's just trying to hang on to that 50 car. Ten laps to go from Bristol. And it's Kyle Smalley out in front. He did pit, and he is on fresher tires. As Nick Olsen slides up right in front of Adams. Adams gets passed by Olsen, so Olsen slides into the third spot. Calvin Allison back in fifth. Olsen gets really sideways on the flat. He's going to lose at least one spot, maybe more. 8 to go, and oh! Olsen hits Adams. Adams up into the wall. And now they're 3 wide. Allison down on the flat. You got Houston sliding by in the middle. Still making contact. 7 to go. Oh, man, and Allison's going to turn Nick Olsen around in front of the field, and where's the caution? There it is. Hibbs piles in. Patrick Green piles in. They're still wrecking. Casey Heschel around. Michael Elliott involved. Cordell. And we'll do this song and dance once again. Caution number 5. Kyle Smalley, your race leader. And we're going to have a restart with about 2 to go if we don't go to overtime here. Here's the replay, and I just drove it in way too deep. They've been doing it the last couple of laps, so they would drive it way in too deep, make contact with each other. That time, they just couldn't save it. And it's going to wind up with a couple more cars with damage, but it'll get us to regroup, and we'll try this again. So as long as we get one degree this time by, we will not see overtime. Otherwise, we're going to be looking at overtime. We went to overtime at Phoenix, and I don't recall the overtime rules. So if it comes to this point, we'll figure it out. I think it's 3 green-white checkers that we get, nothing unlimited. As we'll see here what happens at start-finish. As this will be 3 laps to go. And lights stay on, so we will go to overtime. So this will be our first green-white checker. And we've got 2 more if we need them. So looking at tires, Wishon and Adams have not made a stop. Anthony, Houston, Cranky, Smalley, they all have. Lindgren, Francis, Lemke, they have not made a stop. Neither is Holt Johnson back in 16th. Everybody else has been on pit road at least once. Looks like Cranky, I don't think he took tires. Looking at how long he was in the box, 0.2 of a second. So I think he, I'm not sure what happened there, but either way, he does not have fresh tires as well. So it's just Anthony and Houston in the top 5 that have fresh tires. James Lowe back in 10th with fresh rubber as well. Fresher rubber at least. Green white checker number 1. Here we go. Green flag. Kyle Smalley off to the races. It's Adams and Wishon side by side for second. You've got Houston down there on the bottom, the man that hates this racetrack, I think. As they're trying their best to wreck behind him. We stay green, coming to the white flag. Next flag ends the race if they make the white flag. And they're going to. 1 lap to go. In the four-corner racing lead, Kyle Smalley way out in front. Jared Wishing in second. Then you've got Adams third. Cranky holding up the pack back behind him. Here comes Houston. He's got fourth for now. Cars beating and banging off the wall. Here comes Michael Anthony on the high side. Through 3 and 4. Kyle Smalley plays it right. He's going to get dirty. He wins at Bristol. Kyle Smalley gets the job done, and we'll go to victory lane here at Bristol. Then it's Jared Wishing, Marcus Adams, J.R. Houston, Alexander Cranky, your top 5 here at Bristol. And we'll see if Smalley gets the job done here. All right. Let's take a look at the results. Here at Bristol, it's Kyle Smalley getting the race win. Then Jared Wishing in second. Marcus Adams in third. J.R. Houston finishes fourth. Alexander Cranky in fifth. Michael Anthony sixth. Zach Lindgren seventh. Derek Lemke eighth. Joe Francis ninth. Kevin Orlando Jr. in 10th. Robert Rader in 11th. James Lowe in 12th. Moving on to 13th, it's Calvin Allison, the guy that has the race sponsor on the hood of his car, falls back to 13th. Gavin Hibbs, 14th. Oliver Cordell, 15th. Michael Elliott, 16th. Brandon Lawless, 17th. Holt Johnston, 18th. Nick Olson fell back to 19th. Kyle Manger, 20th. Ferris Shaw, 21st. 1 lap down in 22nd. Patrick Green, 2 laps down in 23rd. Casey Heschel. 4 laps down in 24th, Travis Rucker, and rounding out the grid, 25th, William Rucker, 5 laps down. Bryson Fitzgerald left after just about 20 laps. He finishes 56 laps down in 26th. So now we get to talk to some of the guys that finished well. How about the top 3? We'll start with third place here, Marcus Adams, who dominated the early part of the race. We'll see if we can get a hold of him. Marcus Adams finished in third, dominated the early part of the day, just got beat there in that second half. I guess the restarts really didn't help you out too much there. Was that the difference, really? If everything stayed green, do you think you could have held on?
Honestly, I'm not a dirt racer. I have 0 experience with dirt, so I've done a lot better than I expected.
I was going to say, you had us fooled that you're not a dirt racer because you were handed it to the field in that first half of the race. Do you think the track conditions may have played in your favor in the first half compared to the second?
Yeah, the first half I could race it pretty good, but once it really slickened up, I really couldn't do anything. The highline really didn't work, and the highline is the only line I've ran this week, so I didn't know how to run the bottom.
And finally, anybody you want to say hi to before we send you on your way, and you look forward to Martinsville next week, which I'm sure is going to be a lot more chaotic than here, believe it or not.
Yeah, some people should probably lower their egos. But anyway, Kyle, my teammate, he got the win. Congrats to him. Balls Out Racing. William Rucker, he does our paint schemes. Doug Press Media, Circle B Diecast. And that should be it.
Well, congratulations on the third place finish. Oh, go ahead.
Fit Mafia for paying for the broadcast.
Well, congratulations on the third place finish, and we'll see you in a couple weeks at Talladega, and best of luck at Martinsville and Richmond here coming up.
Thank you.
Marcus Adams, third place finisher here at Bristol Dirt. Dominated the early part of the day. Finishes third at the end. Now, second place finisher, Jared Wishon. You seem to come out of the woodwork there in that second half of the race. The caution seemed to be your friend.
I just needed the track to slick up a little bit there. I knew if I could get out of the heat, so we had a long run car when the track got slick. So I was just waiting for the track to come to me, and we slowly started moving up positions. And I kind of threw it away there one time and got sideways into one, but luckily they wrecked ahead of me and behind me, and we got saved from that. But I just need the track to get slicked off for the car to come to me.
Well, you talked about you thought you were a long run car. Other than that first stint, we really didn't have a long run. We would just kind of get a couple laps in and then the caution. Do you think that may have hurt you compared to help you?
Yeah, I couldn't really get into a rhythm. And then once we started getting a little bit longer runs, I was able to get into a rhythm and got the top side working at times and the bottom working. And I think I should have got down in front of Kyle when I had the chance, but he started to pull away from me there at the end, so he probably would have got around us anyway.
And finally, any final thoughts? Anybody want to say hi to before we send you on your way?
Yeah, I just want to thank Diecast fans for being on the car, Circle B Diecast, Plan B Sales, Lionel Racing. Thank them for the support, be on the car, and thanks to Circle B for being a sponsor of the league as well.
Well, congratulations on the second place finish, and we've got a couple weeks off here for the broadcast, but we'll see you up at Talladega in a couple of weeks. Best of luck.
Thank you.
Jared Wishon, second place finisher. And now let's talk to the race winner, the king of the dirt tonight, Kyle Smalley, who got out in front there towards the end of the race. And I'm curious, since you were one of the few guys up at the front that took tires at some point in the run, do you think that's the reason you wound up in victory lane?
I don't think so. When I had to go to the back after getting in that first wreck, I kind of figured something out about running the bottom. And it really helped out. Like once the track started wearing out a lot, like I could run the bottom way better than anyone else. So I really think that's what got me the win tonight.
Long run, short run. You had a lot of short runs there in that second half when you got up to the front. Without the cautions, do you think you would have wound up where you were?
I probably, without cautions, I probably would have got to the top three. I mean, I could see them, but right before that last caution came out where Calvin and some others pitted. So it would have been close. But Marcus was running a great race up front, and so I'm glad to get the victory. Like this is the last track I would expect to win at.
Before we let you go here and enjoy your dirt win here at Bristol, anybody want to say hi to?
Yeah, I want to take a shout out to Jared and Marcus for running top three. That was those last 20 laps was a heck of a run. It was a lot of fun. I want to thank Balls Out Racing, everybody on the team for the support and just the dedication to this team. You guys for broadcasting, Misfit Mafia for sponsoring the race so we could get this broadcast. Circle B Diecast, make sure you use promo code FCRL 2021 for a discount code. And I think that's it.
Well, congratulations on the win here tonight, and we'll see you in a couple of weeks at Talladega. Best of luck until that point.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Kyle Smalley, your winner here at Bristol. And I can say finally, thank goodness I don't have to commentate another race on Bristol Dirt. This was it for me for the time being. But nevertheless, STN events coming up. FTF Grand National Series at Spa. That's on Saturday at 10 o'clock. Then the eNASCAR Auto Pro Qualifying iRacing Series Week 3 from Richmond. Thursday night, April 8th, we'll be here with you for the call again. Then FTF Saturday Night Series, except it's on a Friday, presented by STN. That's at Pocono with the Daytona prototype. So that's next Friday, by the way. So that wraps up our coverage here from Bristol. It's been a wild night. Didn't see as many cautions as I anticipated we would see, but we certainly saw some there at the end. Kyle Smalley gets the job done. He gets the win. Next time we'll see you here with Four Corner Racing League. We'll be at Talladega. That's just 3 weeks away. Until then, for Zach Johnson, our producer tonight, and for Jarrett Mackey, who was here for the first quarter of the race before Transformer outside his place blew up, I'm Jacob Hitz. Thanks so much, and good night.
reaching out, and my heart is with you. So much in between, things we